Hello, in this video we're going to talk about the dictionary of user-defined types and do some exercises related to dictionaries. Okay, so if you remember when we introduced the concept of dictionary, the motivation for us is so that we can, given maybe a million or more cars, how do we look up a car given its vehicle identification number, right? So now that we've learned dictionary, let's see how we can solve that problem. So first, let's have a list of cars, right? This is kind of a skeletal definition for cars that we saw last time. And then we create 3 cars here in a list. So I pretty much have it here. Okay, so, and one thing I just want to say is the VIN numbers the actual ones are really long and digits and letters, but I don't really care to type a real VIN in here. So, I just use a string with some unique numbers. Okay, so, and hopefully this picture looks familiar to you, that what the remember, everything in Python is an object, right? And every name is just a reference to those objects. So this should be a review, like I said, that so cars is a name that is associated with a list, obviously. And then inside the list, there are 3 instances. So at index 0, 1, 2, and 3, at each of these index, there is a reference to the actual car object or instance. And there are 3 of them, obviously, the Honda Accord, Tesla M3, and the Chevy Bolt. Okay, so this is the picture for list. We're going to see the picture for dictionary in a little bit. So before we do that, I think this is something you should be able to do. So why don't you create a dictionary and call it cars map, because like I said, dictionary is also called a map in other languages. So, create a dictionary called cars map, and then let's assign cars 0, the first car in the list, to the key 1111, because that's the VIN for cars 0. So pause the video, give that a try. All right, so hopefully you got it right. I'm going to also give it a try here. So we want to, again, assign car 0 to the key 1111. So I start with cars map. I'm going to get the key, so I can type 1111 here, but that's kind of, I'm hard coding the VIN 1111 for the second time, right? That's usually not a good idea. So we can actually get the VIN from cars 0, right? From the actual car. So I'm going to say cars 0. I'm going to get its VIN. That should be 1111. And then I'm going to say the value associated with this key in this dictionary is going to be cars 0. Okay, I hope that kind of makes sense. That's kind of what happened here. Can I print it out? I probably can. Yeah, I can print it out. Well, I can print out cars map, but it's probably something that's not terribly helpful. Right, so it's better to really just go through the entire map like we did last time. Cars map dot items. And then I'm just going to print out key colon file and then v. So now I'm going to print it. Now we see that we know there should only be one item in the dictionary, and the key is Vin111, and then the value for that key is the car itself. Okay, so now it's important, like I said, to kind of know what these what it looks like, kind of pictorially, all the names, the references, and what points to what. So let's go through that. Here, okay. As the code that I wrote, we create a dictionary first, an empty dictionary, and okay, never mind, it's okay. So now, once we create an empty dictionary, and then we come to this line, what should happen is that, okay, so the first thing that happened is, cars map now is a name associated with the dictionary. And remember, dictionary is just many key value pairs. And then once we execute this line, we say cars map, the key, car 0 Vin is 1111, so the key is 1111. And we assign cars 0. And remember what cars 0 is. Car 0 is a reference to this car object. So when you assign, so this car 0 is basically just a reference. So when you assign a reference as a value to a key in a dictionary, the value for that key basically would point to whatever that reference points to. Okay, so that's why this picture ends up looking this way. Okay, we did not create a new car instance. Just the value associated with 1111 is pointing to the same car instance. And then, as you would expect, if we execute the next line, car 1's VIN is 2222, so that becomes our key, and then the value would be pointing to cars 1. Right? Cars 1 points to the second car. Okay, so again, we did not create a new car instance, but now both the cars, the list, and the cars map, the dictionary, the entries are just pointing to the same instances of cars. Okay, so the next exercise I want you to do is really kind of prove to yourself that this is the picture. And one way to do it is maybe you can go through cars, the list, and maybe change one of the attributes in one of the instance of cars. Maybe perhaps change the year of this object to something different other than 1999. And then you go through cars map to get to the same object, and hopefully, if you've done everything correctly, you should see that attribute, the year, is a new value that you just changed when you go through the cars list. Okay, so pause the video, give that a try. It's very important that you can prove to yourself, that you're convinced to yourself this is indeed the picture. All right, so the next kind of exercise that you can do is what we did earlier here is we are kind of manually associate one card with one key and then the second card with the second key, right? Which is tedious and totally unnecessary, right? So we should be able to write a loop so that we can basically go through all the cars, all the instances of cars in the cars list and assign them to the right VIN in the cars map, and then we should print out cars map. All right, so pause the video, give that a try. Assuming you've done that, I'm going to try to do the same thing here. So instead of doing this, I'm going to go through all the car in cars, the list, and now I'm going to associate that car to the right key. So cars map, the key is the car's VIN. I'm going to assign the car to as the value to that key. So I think I did this right. Let me run this. We should see all the cars. Okay, right. So when we print this out, for VIN 1111, we have the first car, 2222, the second car, and then the last one. Okay, next thing should be a fairly straightforward one. Let's look up a car by the VIN. Okay, let's look up one that's that exists, and let's look up another one that doesn't exist. And we know when we look up a key that does not exist, it should raise a key error exception. So in this case, let's handle the exception. And when a key is not in a dictionary, let's actually say the VIN, the key is not found. All right, so pause the video, give that a try. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say VIN would be, let's start with 3333 first. I'm going to do a lookup, and lookup in a dictionary is really easy. So I'm going to say dictionary, I'm going to look up by the VIN. I'm going to just print it out, okay? So if it exists, it should print it out. Otherwise, I'll handle a key error. And I'm going to say, I'm going to actually try to print out whatever the key error is. I'm going to say, okay, error, whatever the E is. Okay, so I'm going to run this. 3333 should be in the dictionary, and yes, so it found it and printed out. Now, if I do something else, something like not here, not there, we should see an error. Right, error, and the key error as in E is really just give you the key, whatever the key, back. So okay, not terribly informative, but we should know. Yeah, basically it's telling us this key is causing an error. It doesn't exist in the dictionary. Okay, so that's that. And then from here on, you really should kind of explore other things that you can do with the cars map, the dictionary, such as you might want to insert more cars into the dictionary. Maybe you want to associate an existing VIN with a different car. And remember, if you just assign a new car to an existing VIN, that VIN is only going to be associated with that one car. It cannot associate with more than one car. So you should kind of make sure that's the case. You can delete a car by its VIN, or print out all the VINs, knock all the cars, or print out all the cars in the dictionary. So yeah, give all those a try, and hopefully in the process you can really kind of appreciate and learn to use dictionary. All right, I think that's the end of the video.